Most people think millionaires are born lucky, that they inherit money, know the right people, or get one big break. Across the world, ordinary people become millionaires every single day, not through lottery tickets, not through overnight success, but through small decisions repeated consistently for years. And in this video, we are going to explore that exact path. Not the fantasy version, not the overnight success illusion, but the real, practical, and repeatable journey that ordinary people follow to become millionaires. Let's begin, not from the top, but from the foundation, and count down from 10 to the single most powerful principle that makes it all possible. 10. They break free from the invisible cycle of earning and spending. For most people, money flows in a predictable and almost automatic pattern, where income arrives and disappears just as quickly, leaving little behind except temporary comfort and long-term stress, creating a cycle that feels normal but quietly prevents any real financial progress from taking place. However, those who eventually become millionaires recognize early on that this cycle is not just a habit, but a trap, and they begin to consciously separate themselves from it by creating a gap between what they earn and what they spend, even if that gap is small in the beginning, because over time that small gap transforms into something far more powerful than savings. It becomes the starting point of investment, the source of opportunity, and the first real step toward financial independence. 9. They gradually build multiple streams of income instead of depending on one. While the average person depends entirely on a single paycheck, tying their financial stability to one source, one employer, or one system, those who build wealth understand that true security comes from diversification, not dependence, and so they begin exploring additional ways to earn, often starting with small efforts that may not seem significant at first, but with patience and persistence, these small streams begin to grow into something meaningful. Over time, what once felt like extra income slowly evolves into a network of financial support, reducing risk, increasing freedom, and accelerating the journey toward wealth in ways that a single income never could. 8. They develop the rare ability to delay immediate pleasure for long-term gain. In a culture that constantly encourages instant gratification, where success is often measured by what you can buy today rather than what you can build for tomorrow, the ability to delay gratification becomes one of the most powerful and underrated advantages a person can develop, allowing them to make decisions that prioritize long-term outcomes over short-term satisfaction. They consciously choose investment over impulse, growth over appearance, and future freedom over temporary comfort, understanding that every financial decision carries a hidden cost, not just what is spent, but what could have been gained. 7. They commit to consistent investing without trying to be perfect. One of the biggest misconceptions about wealth building is the belief that success comes from perfect timing or expert-level knowledge, when in reality, the most effective approach is rooted in consistency, discipline, and patience. Ordinary people who become millionaires focus on investing regularly over long periods of time, regardless of market conditions, ignoring short-term noise and emotional reactions, and allowing the natural power of compounding to work quietly in the background, turning small, consistent contributions into substantial wealth. 6. They resist the subtle but dangerous pull of lifestyle inflation. As income increases, it becomes tempting to upgrade every aspect of life, from housing to habits, creating a cycle where higher earnings are quickly absorbed by higher expenses, leaving little room for meaningful financial growth. However, those who successfully build wealth take a different approach, choosing to strengthen their financial foundation first by increasing investments and savings, ensuring that their wealth grows alongside their income rather than being consumed by it. 5. They continuously invest in their own skills, knowledge, and value. Behind every financial transformation is a personal transformation, and those who achieve long-term success understand that increasing income begins with increasing value, which is why they dedicate time to learning, improving, and expanding their abilities in ways that make them more capable, more adaptable, and more valuable in the marketplace. This continuous growth not only opens the door to higher income opportunities but also builds the confidence and awareness needed to make smarter financial decisions over time. 4. They shift their identity from consumers to creators and owners. Rather than focusing solely on spending money, future millionaires begin to think in terms of ownership and creation, shifting their mindset from consuming products to building or acquiring assets that generate income and appreciate over time. They start to see money not just as something to spend, but as a tool to create more value, asking themselves how they can turn resources into long-term returns instead of short-term satisfaction. 3. They remain consistent even when progress feels slow and unrewarding. The path to wealth is often quiet, repetitive, and at times even discouraging, especially when results take longer to appear than expected. But those who succeed are the ones who continue despite the lack of immediate rewards, trusting that their efforts will compound over time. They understand that true success is not built in moments of excitement, but in long periods of discipline where consistency becomes more important than motivation. 2. They intentionally shape their environment and protect their mindset. Recognizing the powerful influence of environment on behavior, those who build wealth take deliberate steps to surround themselves with positive influences, valuable knowledge, and people who encourage growth, while distancing themselves from negativity and limiting beliefs that can slow progress. This intentional approach to mindset creates a foundation for better decisions, stronger habits, and a clearer vision of what is possible. 1. They leverage time and compounding as their ultimate advantage. At the center of every wealth-building journey is the understanding that time is the most powerful asset of all, not because it can be controlled, but because it can be used strategically to allow investments, habits, and decisions to grow exponentially through compounding. This is what enables ordinary individuals to achieve extraordinary results, turning small beginnings into significant outcomes simply by staying consistent over long periods of time. When you take a step back and look at the bigger picture, it becomes clear that becoming a millionaire is not about luck, talent, or extraordinary circumstances, but about simple principles applied consistently over time, through patience, discipline, and the willingness to think beyond the present moment. And if you decide to start now, to stay consistent, and to trust the process, there is no reason why your story cannot become one of those quiet success stories that others look at and wonder how it all happened. And if you found this video valuable, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and become part of a community that is focused on growth, discipline, and long-term success. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.